Hello everyone, friends and subscribers, Colonel Wisdom back from my hiatus. And, you guys miss me? Well, it seems as though I am hopping on a bandwagon yet again, even though I kept trying to tell myself I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't do it. Particularly after I saw a comment by The Advice Show, one of my subscribers. Hi, The Advice Show. Particularly when I saw a comment from him saying that he wasn't going to do a video on this person either, for the simple fact that we just keep, we as people, collectively speaking, we just keep encouraging stupidity with attention and stuff, with attention and acknowledgement, when it's best not to speak on it so they can feed off the attention. However, I just really, when I saw a 19-year-old, this 19-year-old black girl, who I believe her screen name is MzLea, when she uploaded a 3-part response to this person in support of what they said about, that they expressed about black men, and their overall opinions on relationships, I really felt like I had to make this a PSA. Now this Miss Prophet 123 chick, I'm not gonna shit on her, especially since MzLea. She defended Miss Prophet by saying that a lot of people are just going to her page and just posting inflammatory comments just to piss her off, and just, they're just posting emotionalism instead of actually refuting what she says. And yes, I do see some of that. However, Leah, or is it Miss Leah or MzLea? If I'm pronouncing your screen name wrong, no offense, but anyway, you know who you are. I actually did try to talk to Miss Prophet as if she were, a human being with a brain and stuff, and that turned out to be a dumpster fire, as I have from these screenshots here, which you guys can read and get the gist of the point that I'm trying to make. Especially you, Leah. As you can see from these screenshots, here's where my interaction with her began. And here is how it ended. As you can see, in neither of these screenshots did I ever dismiss Prophet or anything like that. I just simply said my piece on why I didn't agree with her, or why I thought she could maybe, open up her mind a little bit and see my point. And the final reaction is what I got. There was also another slew of posts that with similar insults, calling me all types of niggers and faggots and whatever, even though I clearly told her that I was a woman and that I was in her age range. I'm 1 year older than her, to be exact. 1 year older than her, and happily married and at peace, which is another reason why I've been off the internet and, away from this venom, because, my life is happy. I don't have black men or white men or anything pissing me off. I have a man who loves me, and I love him, and we're just cool. So yeah, and I also, and that's another reason I wanted to respond to you, Leah. You're 19, and there's a lot of points in your video that actually had nothing to do with Miss Prophet that I want to address, because I don't want to see my 19-year-old sisters or my kid sisters unhappy or thinking that men are leaving them out in the dirt. But there's things that they're really not picking up on, and if you listen to chicks like Miss Prophet, it's really not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to get you as bitter and miserable and filled with bile and angst and just rage. And everybody knows that makes you age faster, and everybody knows that stress makes you get fatter. So really, it's counterproductive. How can you expect to get a well-off dude if you just look frazzled and pudgy and no, this is not an ad hominem attack on Miss Prophet's appearance. I'm just speaking the truth. If a woman having stress and in her life and being upset and bitter and miserable, it's not good for the health or the aesthetics or the aging process. It accelerates the decay and the meltdown of your collagen. And you really don't want that. You want to remain as fresh-faced as you can. Trust me, it pays off. Okay, getting back to the point. So after Miss Prophet said this little ad hominem attack here at the end of the page, and then she had other posts calling me self-hating and a nigger and whatever. I didn't bother screen capturing it because it was all nonsense and stupidity, and it just wasn't worth my time, basically. So I'm just screen captured this one because, especially after this was the last. This comment right here that I posted as Kernel of Wisdom, that was the very, very last time that I posted on her channel under this account. Oh, by the way, I neglected to mention, but you could find these posts of mine under her video titled, I think it's titled Black Women Want Thugs Part 1. And she did a video, basically saying why she disagreed. But even though she would say why she disagreed, in the comments she was saying that the men who are called thugs are the men that love their women, and how Tupac was the perfect man, and all this other, malarkey. I tried to counterbalance that, and you see I never disrespected this woman. Yeah, after she blocked me for no reason, after I posted this, after she insulted me a bunch of times and blocked me, then yeah, I was going on other forums pretty much saying she's an idiot because she is an idiot. And no, she's not an idiot because she's ghetto. She's an idiot because, she just says dumb shit. And she just says things. She's just really not in touch with reality. And MzLea, even though I could tell you have a brain, there's some things that you said that let me know you're not in touch with reality either. And so that's why I'm going to give you a reality check, because I don't want to see you fail and turn into a misprophet. You're much better than that. So anyway, I said this, and this broad, she posted 5 hate comments to me and then blocked me. And so since that happened, I decided to comment to her under my old account, bvalchan. This comment was under the video where she was responding to the dude who calls himself that nigga with the tattoos. She said, response to with yo insecure ass. And I was listening to the stuff she was saying in that video. You guys I might have the video link in the description box perhaps, because of all the stuff she posted, that was filled with the most hypocrisy and stupidity, which is really saying a lot. But I pretty much, this is what I had to say to her. And I would have said this to her under Kernel of Wisdom had it not been for the fact that she totally blocked me afterwards, because I really saw no point in hiding the fact that I'm married now as Kernel of Wisdom. So yeah, I posted this under my old account, and she did have a positive response to it. This was her response. If you guys have trouble reading this one, you could put it on full screen or something, or you could just ask me about it in the comments section, and I'll just type to you what it says on the comments. I can't just read it out right now. But anyway, so she responded to me this way as bval, but notice how at the very end of her post, she said that, all the men that she's been in relationships, that she's had sex with, loved her, and she loved them back. And then she has a smiley face at the end of her post. However, that is incompatible with not only the themes of all her videos, but it's also incompatible with this. And no, I am not the Roth Sentinel or whatever that person's name is that she's replying to here. But the point I want to make is what she told me is bval is completely incompatible with this comment right here. And as I said, MzLea, I'm really trying to wake you up to this, because you believe that this person is being attacked because of what she said and nobody's listening. No, we are listening and analyzing what she's saying. We're also analyzing what she's typing. And believe you me, what she types is just as flabbergasting in its stupidity and broken logic and mental retardation. even more so than her videos. And you know, and as I said, I didn't want to do a video on this, but you're endorsing that people spread this around so we could solve the problem. But but MzLea, you're encouraging people like Miss Prophet, and people like Miss Prophet do not need to be encouraged. They either need to be ignored or embarrassed, because what they say is just bullshit. And if you don't check stupidity, like if you don't check stupid behavior, over time it's gonna kill us all. And that's what that's what we're seeing happening in the black community. We didn't check the bullshit behavior in the 90s with the gangster rap and the drug dealing. We kept glorifying it, and you know, because it made us feel better or something. I don't even know. I don't know. You know, I'm a child of the 90s. I was born in the late 80s, but I still don't understand why people put Tupac on a pedestal. I just don't get it. Yes, he was physically attractive, but I guess he made good music. I heard a few of his songs, wasn't really impressed or moved, but whatever. I just don't understand it. And before anybody comes on my page with bullshit, no, I am not a mulatto. No, I'm not. What else? What other bullshit are you going to tell me? No, I was not raised in an all-white community or even a mixed community. I was raised in a black community, an all-black community, and I have seen folks like Miss Prophet, you know, all my life, and I've interacted with peers like Miss Prophet when they were 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, had the same disposition, the same idiotic opinions, and whenever I run into my peers from middle school, like they're all like single mothers of like 3 and 4, whereas I'm married and have no kids, and my hubby has no kids. And we're not gonna want kids for a while now. But yeah, sorry for going off on a tangent, because again, it's really grating just pointing out the obvious. That's why I've resorted to screenshots, so I won't have to constantly point out the obviousness. Even though I appreciate people flaming Miss Prophet and ethering her, because now I don't have to take the time and energy to do it myself, I figured I might offer some other insight. Okay, now that that's done, moving along. Now on to you, MzLea. Where you got to the point where you were addressing what she said about dominance and how black men don't know how to be dominant, and you were saying how they don't want to take care of their women anymore and stuff, and how you don't believe in the term gold digger. Then you also go on to say that when a man has a wife, everything he has is also hers. Okay, well, if you're going to say that out loud and show your face, it is obvious that you do not believe in the term gold digger. Let's just forget about, you know, labels for a moment here, and let's look at practicality and logic. Let's keep in mind the fact that the majority of divorces, first of all, the divorce rate in general is way over 50%, is close to 60%. And the majority of divorces are initiated by women. And what happens when a man makes more money than the woman and a child is involved? Let's see. Child support, she takes the entire house, vagimony, or I mean alimony, sorry. Might as well call it vagimony. You know, if it weren't for the fact that our American court systems have the logic of, if a man has an ex-wife, everything he has is hers. Or if a man has a baby mama, everything he has is also hers. You know, if it wasn't for that, you'd see more harmonious relationships with black people. So you are correct that the economy is a huge factor. But what's also a huge factor is that you just can't trust people anymore these days, especially when you consider that we have the internet age of technology. And in fact, that's what the With Your Insecure Ass video was partially about. You know, women being paranoid about cheating, you know, or about Facebook and texting and all this other crap. You know, and they just destroy their relationship over it when it's really, like, not that serious. So sorry that this isn't very focused. It's very late at night. and a part of me really didn't want to do this, but I really do want to help chicks like MzLea out, because some of them, they just, you know, they're listening to these chicks like Miss Prophet and Caramel Warthog, and they're setting themselves up for failure. They're setting themselves up to be turned into that, and I don't want to see them turned into that. I really, really don't. I'm really trying to help you guys out. Hell, I was trying to help Miss Prophet out when I initially commented on her channel. You saw I didn't call her ghetto, didn't call her ugly or fat or whatever. I didn't call her anything. I just stated my opinion, and she attacked me for it. And that's what happened. But I think I'm also going to leave up this comment. I'm not going to address it so much, but I really would like for you guys to read this. Part 1 is at the bottom, but part 2, it pretty much explains what is wrong with Miss Prophet's rants on black men in a nutshell. This right here explains it totally. But what I want to also tell you, MzLea, is that yes, there are some black men who have severe problems, and I'd especially think that now the shit you were talking about colored dreads and green whatever the crap and being fixated. I'm 25 years old. My hubby's older than me significantly. I'm not into men in their 20s. You're 19. I suppose you're only into 19-year-old men. You say that all the guys you've been with are broke, so I'm going to assume all the guys you've been with have been 19-year-old college kids or something, because, I mean, young men don't have money. That's kind of a given, because they're told that, well, if you have to get out there and make money and go to college and stuff so you can get a woman. But at that point, no, they don't have money. But, if you want to get somebody with money, you have to keep in mind that they're not going to take kindly to you saying what what they worked for, what they built is just automatically yours and you're entitled to it, even though you're going to do nothing to contribute. Not saying you have to be just as rich as them, but if you just, and again, I'm not disparaging stay-at-home mothers at all. That's a really hardworking thing. If my husband and I have a relationship, by the way, my husband does dominate me as far as economy goes. He makes very good money, and he makes much more money than I do. But because I want us to have kids one of these days, I'm getting out there and I'm making some money too. Because hey, it feels good to make your own money sometimes, and put it together and build something to that. And then one of these days, if we have a kid or whatever, I'll stay home if need be. But right now, we're enjoying each other. We're enjoying each other. And what was my point? Oh yeah, here's my point about chicks like Miss Prophet and why I really want to break down the stupidity in a way that isn't just centered around shitting on her personally or even her types, just telling you what's wrong with them. People like Miss Prophet, I could tell she does not take too kindly to white people, and I could also tell that she lives in a low-income environment, and that usually means that she lives in a low-income, urban, all-black neighborhood, and that's probably what she was exposed to all her life. I guess she has a job doing something. Maybe there's some white people on her job, but as far as socialization goes, no. She's one of those people who just really can't stand whites at all. And a lot of times these types of black women, all they learn about whites they get from Hollywood movies and the Disney Channel, but more specifically the Renaissance Disney princesses. That's why they think, and that's why they walk around thinking that white men, they just treat white women like babies and have them sit on their ass all day eating bonbons and buying them whatever they want. And that's not how white men operate in their relationships. white men of any socioeconomic status. In fact, I don't think they ever did that. Maybe rich white men did that in the early 1950s, but they don't do that now, and they're never going to do that now. So when you see that a black man isn't going to do that for you, don't automatically disparage him. Try to have some critical thinking skills maybe, and think, gee, I wonder why he isn't just going to treat me like a princess and allow me to sit on my ass all day eating bonbons while he goes out here and makes all the money, and I do nothing but sit on a bed, spread my legs, and he just pays for all my shit and gives me whatever I want. Try to just think like that critically, and then you'll see why no man is going to do that. Now, the closest thing a man is going to do that for is maybe an 18, 19, 20-year-old mail-order bride, preferably Asian. But an American woman of any age, forget about it. No, just no. I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm not saying this to bash anybody. I'm just, saying the truth. But also keep in mind that don't think too much, and I'm talking to you, MzLea, now, don't think too much about what your peers think of you. There's going to be some black men who aren't attracted to you. There's some black men who don't find me attractive. There's some black men who don't find me engaging. But you know what? There's something out there for everybody. Don't just, if a handful of black men aren't into you for whatever reason, you don't have to call them assholes or whatever, or hey, if they're not compatible with you, don't force it. Just move on and find someone that's compatible with you. It doesn't even have to be a black man. I have nothing against people who interracially date, if that's what you want to do, but getting miserable about stuff you can't control, like what's on TV and what's considered beauty, and what man at the club is. I don't go to clubs, by the way. I've never went to clubs. I think my guy has gone to a club once in his life. Him and I don't give a shit about that. There's many other fun things we do, many other alternative, goofy, fun things that we do, we enjoy. And, yeah, so I just want to give you the advice that don't internalize things that this Miss Prophet chick says, and please don't encourage this stupidity. And I'm not calling it stupid because she's ghetto or whatever, or because it was harsh. No, I'm calling it stupid because it really is stupid, and it's so exhausting having to come in here and upload these videos on why it's stupid. And I don't know what else to say about this chick. People already said about this chick, but anyway, young black girls, you black girls in your late teens, early 20s, please realize that the universe is not Disney. Please realize that relationships between white men and women are not like Disney movies. They're not like the movie Pretty Woman, where if a woman is pretty, even if she's a prostitute, a man is going to marry her. That's not reality. Okay? Please understand, it is not reality. Even if you never want to interact with a white person in your life, fine. That's you. Do you. But don't form these opinions of white people based on a Disney movie, because that isn't life. It just isn't. If you hold life to those standards, you're going to be bitter. Instead of, opening your eyes and seeing, all the beautiful, interesting, eclectic things life has to offer and immersing yourself in it, if you're just going to remain in one little, nigga box, so to speak. Oh, I said nigga, I'm self-hating. If you're going to remain that way, or remain into this black man box or whatever, you're not going to be happy, and that's all I have to say. I still don't know what I'm going to title this video, but yeah. Okay, it's been 24 minutes, and at this point I'll be repeating myself. Colonel Wisdom out. Good night, everybody.